Hey y'all, I am going to talk to you about why I became a Beachbody coach. Um, my why has evolved so much. Um, Initially, when I signed up versus why I'm still here, they're two completely different whys. When Carly first approached me about coaching, um, I was at a point in my life where I was finishing my 6th year of teaching 5th grade. I was just about to go on a vacation with my husband to celebrate our decision to start building our family. And I was feeling okay, really. The accountability groups were great. I've always had a self-image struggle, mental struggle. I was never a big person, a big kid. I wouldn't say that I've ever had a huge amount of weight to lose. And yet, when I looked in the mirror, I saw something completely different from what other people saw. I was critical of myself. I was never good enough. The accountability groups really helped me with that image. And I knew that I wanted to share this experience with my friends and my family. But when she asked me about coaching and put me on a What is Coaching call, and I was listening to these amazing women talk about their financial freedom that they created for themselves through this business, I spoke to my husband and I was like, this is something I think I need to do. I really think that this opportunity is going to be the door that is open for us to allow me to stay home and be a mommy. There are 3 things I've ever wanted to be in my life, and that was an actress, a whale trainer, a teacher, and a mommy. I wanted to be an actress because, I do love acting. I do love taking on the personality and life of another character, but as a younger girl, all I could think was, but if I make it to Hollywood, I'll make a ton of money and be able to pay it forward, be able to give to charities, be able to give to wildlife foundations and save extinct animals and save the whales and give to St. Jude's medical facilities to help, find a cure for cancer for children and all of these things that I really wanted to do, and that kind of sat heavy on my heart. Feed the kids in Africa. I wanted to be a part of something bigger. I wanted to be a part of something meaningful. And so I did become a teacher, and I do love children, and I do love teaching. But at the same time, the more I taught, the more education changed. And then the more it started to feel like work. And I'm such a believer in you'll never work a day in your life if you love what you do. And like I said, I loved the kids. I love every one of my students. I love who I worked with. I loved getting up and going to work, even to say, I'm here, I've got a job to do, I'm going to get it done. But I've started to notice more and more limitations on that kind of help and that kind of impact that I could have on these students to be their best selves. And that's where it started to become work. I started realizing I'm working for someone. There's always going to be someone above me that I have to answer to, and that I have to, rise up to their expectations and stay below their limitations. And so it just became work. And being a mommy, I knew, I wanted my own little football team. And that may still happen, who knows. But, I've always talked to my husband about how important I think it is for parents to be present in their kids' lives. And I saw that a lot as a teacher. The side effects of kids going home to babysitters or to daycare or to themselves and seeing 10-year-olds raising their little siblings. And I didn't want any of that for our kids. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. She raised 3 kids, and I have to say, we're pretty awesome. Just kidding. But she did a great job, and we all turned out healthy and with good morals and values, and I can attribute that to her parenting technique, which was being present. And so with Carly presenting this opportunity and seeing that financial freedom through those coaching calls, I just felt like this is a door that I have got to leap through and go full speed ahead and just run. So I signed up shortly after my vacation, and shortly after that, a good friend of mine passed away from a heart defect she didn't know she had. She was a wife, a mom, and pregnant with her second child. She was 14 weeks. And this hit home, partially because I was trying to get pregnant. Being a mom was the most important thing, and I knew being healthy was, definitely going to support a pregnancy. But it was just crushing, It was just one of those heartbreaking moments. And it took me back to my connection with Carly through a mutual friend, Amanda. And Amanda passed away quite a few years ago in a boating accident, and that was devastating to me. And it shocked me in a way that shocked me, if that makes sense. I felt guilty for feeling devastated. Amanda and I went to school together in college. We had a couple classes together. We had talked about living together. We saw each other out on social occasions every once in a while, but we weren't extremely close. I didn't know Amanda the way that Carly and her friends did, the way that, Amanda's family did, the way that some of my friends knew her. And yet we had so much in common, and it was the first real devastating news that I had gotten in my adult life. We were both 5th grade teachers. We were both college alumni from the same university. We were both athletic coaches. She was softball, I was swimming. My mom even said that she had to stop watching the news because every time she saw Amanda, she saw me. It was hard, and I cried a lot, and I put myself, away from others a lot. And I felt guilty for that because I didn't feel like I had the right to feel these emotions when I wasn't that close to her. And so when Renee died and I was closer with Renee, I felt that guilt again because I wasn't her cousin like my best friend is. I wasn't even in her closest circle of friends in, our post-college years. I felt that guilt again for feeling so low, for feeling so sad. And with that, I found that Carly and the other coaches on our team and the challengers that I had gathered in that short period of time, and the challengers that were in the accountability groups that I was in, it was like this safety net that was built around me, and telling me that it was okay to grieve, telling me to take my time to grieve, telling me that I had every right to feel what I was feeling, that Renee meant something to me at, some point in my life, and that it was okay to mourn her loss. and to feel all of the feelings that I felt. Even the feelings that took me back to when Amanda passed. They let me know that I was enough, that I was okay for those feelings. And after that, I felt such community and grace. I knew that God had put this opportunity in front of me through Carly, that he had crossed our paths again because, it's fate, it's meant to be. I'm a huge believer in that. And so I have to take that and keep moving forward. And so I'm very blessed that our paths crossed and that Carly has been everything that she has been for me. And that brought me to October of 2014, leadership retreat. Leadership retreat was amazing. The best weekend. I felt so alive that whole weekend, even though some of the time I felt like I was just a fly on the wall, just taking it all in. I was a sponge. And it was amazing to hear these stories that, these coaches that I'd been idolizing on Facebook were real, and that, their stories and their passion and their struggles that they have overcome were huge. And then the stories that they would share about challengers and the things that challengers have changed in their lives and how far they've come. I knew I left that retreat feeling revived and recharged and ready to go full force. And I got home and I told my husband all about it. And I was on this high. And then I took a pregnancy test. And it was positive. And I had even more reason to be on this high. And I was. And I rode that high for a long time. But then my first trimester really kicked my tail. And through my lows of coaching, my times where I found it almost impossible to want to be on Facebook, to want to put energy into something other than my couch, I had this community of people and these coaches under me who were relying on me, and it felt awesome. Now, I've got my son. I'm staying home. I'm not going back to teaching. I am totally inspired, motivated, and empowered by my challengers, my coaching team, my upline, just really feeling that inner intrinsic motivation to give it my all. And I love that the reason I'm still here is based off of people and helping people the way that they help me. Hearing, I don't like who I am anymore. I know I can be better. Can you help me? Or I'm interested in this program. I could use, to be a few pounds lighter. And knowing that I can be there for them and support them and give them the tools that they need, whether it's for, a single conversation or, a year down the road or lifetime. It's huge to me to be there for people. I might not be saving, endangered species yet, but I am impacting people's lives. And in doing that, my life has changed so much. My life has changed beyond words can even say, because I have changed on the inside. My purpose has changed. My passion has changed. I have a passion I didn't even know that I would have had ever. I never intended to be in fitness, not the way that I am now. And it's empowering. It's so powerful, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm a Beachbody coach for life. So those are my whys. I'm sorry if I babbled. That's all I can say. Loving life, loving coaching, and I hope that you do too.